Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today we will be learning about all the log mechanism in UiPath. So there are many logging mechanism. First is logs, setup logs, robot logs, orchestrator diagnostic logs, and user defined log. So in previous video we have printed hello world with the help of information level log message. So there are multiple levels of log message. So there are altogether six levels of logging mechanism. So first is fatal, second is error, warning, information, trace, and verbose. Let's go one by one to discuss each and every log mechanism. So first is fatal. So fatal is being used when robot cannot recover from that stage. So for example, application is stuck and it is not functioning hence further. So we will be using fatal in that situation. So let's drag and drop in log message activity and just print a fatal of application is being stuck. Yeah. So moving on to the next one, which is error. So yeah, so moving on to the error log mechanism, we use error while we want to notify something very important. So for example, application is not loaded and bot is finding an element for an application. So suppose we are entering a credential, so application is not loaded and bot is finding an element or suppose username to enter. So yeah, for that time we will be using error log mechanism. So next is warning log mechanism. So we are using warn level while we just need to warn something. So for example, applications credentials are invalid or it has been expired. So we will be using warning in that situation, or you can just use error as well in that situation. So yeah, warn. So moving on to next logging mechanism, which is info. So we use info while we have to print any kind of information. Moving on, which is trace log mechanism. When we use trace when we have to capture all the details about behavior of an application. So suppose for example, an application bot has successfully entered credentials of an application. So we will be using log message of trace at that time. So let's drag and drop a log message and select trace. Yes, for let's take an example of error. So yeah, we have a message of application is not loaded. So I have just added error log and hyphen application is not loaded. So yeah, this will give us an overview how a log is printed and which sense it is. So let's run it through. For fatal UiPath just give us an information. So yeah, for fatal it is just printing an information. Let's move to error log. So for error log, it is printing as a red flag. So UiPath will just indicate you that yeah, application has not been loaded, recheck it, and bot is going into an error. So recheck what is going wrong. For warning log, so UiPath will just warn you that yeah, application credentials are invalid, recheck the credentials and fix it out. For info log, which is this, it is just printing an information, that's all. For trace log, UiPath will just trace it out. Yeah, application credentials has been successfully entered, and yeah, we are we are able to access the application. So yeah, that's for the whole logging mechanism.